Today, as you drive down Route 44 in Rehoboth, Massachusetts, the Anawan Rock landmark is easy to miss. The small dirt parking lot is often overshadowed by the dense forest surrounding it and the never-ending traffic. But beyond the dirt lot lies a unique piece of our nation's history. The site, which can be accessed via a short path into the woods, is the location where Wampanoag Chief Anawan was captured in 1676, marking the end of King Philip's War. King Philip's War is known as the bloodiest war in American history. According to massmoments.org, the native tribes attacked more than half of the settlements in New England and burned roughly 12 towns to ash in the first year alone. During King Philip's War, the town of Rehoboth was nestled on the outskirts of Plymouth Colony and was not far from Mount Hope, or current-day Bristol, Rhode Island, which was the main village of the Wampanoag tribe. 2 weeks before the capture of Chief Anawan in 1676, Chief Metacom, or King Philip, the leader of the Wampanoag tribe, was killed near Mount Hope by a soldier in English militiaman Benjamin Church's army. Consequently, Chief Anawan was named the new leader of the Wampanoag tribe. But with Church in pursuit, Anawan and his men never stayed in the same place 2 nights in a row, as they made several efforts to evade Church's militia. But on August 28, 1676, Church learned that Chief Anawan and his tribe had settled in behind a large boulder which sat in the Squannaconk swamp in the village of Rehoboth. Church knew Chief Anawan would be on the move again the next morning, so he, along with 6 other men, infiltrated the camp and forced Chief Anawan into a surrender. Anawan was camped on the backside of the rock, so by using the element of surprise, Church and his men climbed to the top of the rock and then descended down. Church and his men forced the Wampanoag warriors to surrender and guaranteed peaceful treatment. All this was done with no bloodshed. The story has it that with darkness in full effect, Church and his men spent the night with Anawan's warriors, with Church and Anawan being the only 2 to stay awake. Both men just sat and stared at each other, and legend has it, Anawan stood up and handed Church a package that contained King Philip's wampum belt. The whereabouts of this wampum belt are a mystery, but it is believed that it was given to a family from Swansea. And while the story is unverifiable, it certainly makes for a good folklore. After marching Anawan to Plymouth, Church was quickly summoned to Boston for other business matters. While Church was gone, Anawan was found guilty of treason and beheaded, with his head being put on a stick and marched around the colony. When Church returned to Plymouth, reports say he was upset to see the severed head of his enemy. Now, some 300 years later, the Anawan Rock landmark is reportedly haunted by the Wampanoag warriors who called it their camp back in 1676. Incidents of paranormal activity at Anawan Rock first surfaced in the late Charles Robinson's 1994 book, The New England Ghost Files. People have reported seeing campfires throughout the woods surrounding the rock and a strong scent of smoke. Other reports indicate the smell can vary from campfire smoke to cooked meat or rotted flesh. Other experiences include hearing Native American calls from deep in the woods and objects being moved. A 2013 documentary called The Bridgewater Triangle furthers accounts first depicted in Robinson's book. Several paranormal investigators claim they have seen the apparition of an elderly man in native garb among the rock, while others say the sound of drumming can be heard in the distance. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there is no denying that the Anawan Rock landmark is unique. It's hard to imagine that a place that is now covered in graffiti and occupied by mosquitoes was once the place where the end of the bloodiest dispute in American history took place. Furthermore, the numerous reports of paranormal activity at Anawan Rock clearly show that something or someone is still residing at the site. Many locals, investigators, and history buffs had similar experiences while visiting Anawan Rock. Whether you choose to believe the reports or not is up to you, but if you ever find yourself bored with nothing to do some random night, why don't you pay Anawan Rock a visit and see for yourself.